What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling incredible today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support is just inspirational, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be fantastic, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. You can see I was prepared, Cancer. Your space has been cleansed. You just wanted to look at me a little bit more. Gem, where's the gems at? Gems. Feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, before we get started with the news, we're switching things up just a little bit. I got these new Oracle cards that I started busting out with the other new spreads that I've been doing, and I love them. And so they're gonna be how we work with the energy. I'm gonna do like one card for how we work with the energy, one for the challenge, and then one for the advice, and then we'll pull some tarot for more. As you can see, we're really going with the flow here, Cancer. But Cancer, I hope you're pumped. I hope you're feeling as energetic and as enthusiastic and as just pumped as I am, because the moon is in Aries. But first, the moon, depending on when you're watching this, may be void, of course. The moon, she went void, of course, or she'll be going void, of course, Cancer, today at 7:54 in the morning, and that's going to be Central Time. And then she'll move from Pisces into Aries at 11:01 in the afternoon. So we're looking at about a 3-hour and 6-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with the void of course energy, this is a good time for just meditation and just kind of like recharging your batteries, you know. And also you may notice during this time that your plans may be subject to change, and then that people are less likely to make decisions during this time. So just something to be mindful of when we're in this void of course time. And if you're curious, the void of course happens when the moon forms her last major aspect with the planet. It's based off of the main planets like Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, the sun, the moon. Like well, I guess the moon can't have an aspect off herself, but you know what I mean, Cancer. But it's just that's when it forms its last major aspect, then she's like, all right, deuces. But lastly, okay, did we cover that? Oh, the phase that she's in. We're in a new moon phase, Cancer, and this, with the new moon in Aries, Cancer, what ideas do you want to get cooked up and really get that stuff going? You know, this could be if we're starting up new business ideas, if we're thinking about starting up a new hobby, new workout routine, you know, whatever that looks like. This is great energy for it, Cancer. The sun's in Aries, the moon's in Aries, Mercury's in Aries, Jupiter's in Aries. I mean, come on, Cancer. The energy's hot. And go get it. You know, that's what the new moon is about. What do you want to go get? What do you want to begin? And, you know, make a wish. You know, think about what you want to manifest, because the possibilities are limitless. You know, the only crazy idea is not executing one at this time. You know, really think big, Cancer. And then lastly, the decks that I'm working with. The zodiac cards, this Aries, New Moon, Mars card, this is from the Astrological Oracle deck. These ones on top of them are from the Intuit Oracle deck, and I really do enjoy these cards. There's a Zodiac 108, and then you got, I'm going to be pulling surprise cards from the Anatomy of a Witch Oracle deck, Cancer. I mean, there's a whole party over here. And then we're pulling the Tarot with the Wandering Moon Tarot deck. You know what, with how long this list is, Cancer, I may just start, we may cut that segment out, and I may just start telling you that all the decks that I use are down in the description box below, because definitely check that out if you're interested, because I was like, man, that is a mouthful. But let's get into your first card, which is going to be the thunderstorms, with how we can work with the energy. And with the thunderstorm card, Cancer, you got power, destruction, trouble, electric display, a warning, out of control, energy shift, conflict, triumph over evil, fierce, booming, conflict, and opportunity to overcome. And Cancer, with how this week is going down, this thunderstorm card may feel like a tumultuous card at this time. You know, this may seem like a lot, you know, with especially with like the destructions, the warnings. I will say, Cancer, when we're getting ready to start up this stuff, I really feel like more so on the business side of it, Cancer. You know, like that's where I feel like this warning stuff, you know, these omens may be kind of leaning towards. Just being mindful of any sort of like businesses that we're getting started up, making sure that we're just, not that I don't feel like it's a, you know, a good time to start up one. If anything, I feel like it's an excellent time. But it's just being mindful of, you know, any sort of like contracts or, you know, legal things, making sure that we're not, just making sure that we have all of our ducks in a row, Cancer, you know, and keeping that kind of stuff in this, or on point. But I also feel that with this thunderstorm, Cancer, you know, we've been kind of talking about this. I feel that there's a big energy shift, absolutely, that's happening right now. And there are going to be a lot of changes and a lot of ways that we're going to need to adapt. And maybe, I feel like opportunities to overcome is an interesting way of putting it, because I feel like that it's more so that there are going to be, I feel like we're going to be overcome with opportunities, Cancer, really is more so what I'm feeling with this thunderstorm. It's just, it may seem like a shock at first how things are kind of coming into play here, Cancer. You know, it might feel a little intense. And even like when I'm thinking of this triumph over evil, you know, the triumph over evil seems this thunderstorm is a bit dramatic, but this is the fifth card of Scorpio, so I guess Scorpio, you know, can be a little intense sometimes. But the triumph over evil, you know, I feel like that, even like that evil is, I feel like more so that voice in our head that tells us that we can't do more, that tries to limit us, that tells us that, like, oh, that's a ridiculous idea, or oh, like, you can't do this, or oh, you can't do that. You know, that's where I feel like that triumph over evil, getting over that voice in our heads that tries to limit us, Cancer, you know, to remove any sort of limiters, inhibitors, shackles, whatever. You know, this is a time to really kind of, you know, express yourself and let your energy kind of shine through here. But let's see how we can work with this energy, Cancer. And, you know, I even like too, when I'm thinking, kind of looking at this power here, this is a great time to kind of come into your power, Cancer, you know, and really make the most of your skills at this time. Absolutely, Five of Wands. This is a great time, Cancer. You know, there may be, I feel like this is a good time to really do some brainstorming, Cancer, and to really kind of think about, you know, how we are going to overcome these how are we going to deal with the opportunities that are coming our way. And I feel like more so kind of overcoming the obstacles that may come with that. You know, with new opportunities are going to come different obstacles, you know, and how are we working with these energies? You know, this is going to be a time where we want to be, you know, we're going to want to kind of work together, I feel like, in this one. Collaboration is going to be really big, and I know I've been kind of harping on that for the last couple weeks, but especially with Pluto getting ready to be in Aquarius for at least the next few months, starting on Thursday, this is, I feel like, just a good time to just get in the practice of, just like networking. And also, too, Cancer, just kind of be mindful of, with all these changes, I do feel like that tensions may be kind of hot at this time. People might be a little kind of reactive. So that's just another thing I do feel like being mindful of. But overall, this energy definitely gives me, allow yourself to really kind of think outside the box, to be broad, and to just start manifesting some stuff here, Cancer. More. Let's see what else we got here. There she is, Queen of Wands. All right. Queen of Wands. Oh, we got a whole stack here, Cancer. Queen of Wands, the Fool, the Chariot, and the Moon here, Cancer. And this is interesting, because we got the Queen of Wands and the Chariot in reverse here. And then the Fool and the Moon are upright. And Cancer, I do feel that, and I may have mentioned this yesterday, but it's interesting that the Queen of Wands and the Moon, or excuse me, in our card, the Chariot, are in reverse here. Because both of these cards are a card of momentum, of really taking that leap, and going on that journey, venturing into the unknown. And the Chariot is going forward, and the Queen of Wands is that being adaptable. We were talking about that yesterday, being adaptable, thinking on your toes. But I feel that maybe some of us, maybe we're feeling a little, this almost feels like hesitancy, Cancer, because maybe we're not sure. I'm thinking with this Moon card, maybe we're not sure, what to do at this time, what path makes sense, with everything, I feel like maybe with where all the media is, and, maybe with what family might be telling us, friends, co-workers, maybe even just hearing conversations on the street or on the subway or whatever. We're in the energies can feel a little uncertain right now, Cancer. But I feel that with the Fool kind of popping up here, it's saying that not to be afraid of taking that leap. But I do feel that with the Chariot and the Queens popping up, or in the Queen of Wands popping up like this, is to, again, be mindful of what we're getting into, to not. It's a weird balance, Cancer, because it's not like it's saying to not move forward, but it's just being aware of what you're moving forward into and what that means, and what's getting ready to go down here. So I feel like don't let the fear of the unknown and the uncertainties, don't let that scare you, because the Moon is trying to get us to our destination, but it's just seeing through the noise and trusting your intuition at this time, Cancer. This is, the Chariot card, when it pops up in reverse, I feel like this is that extra work that we do, even that like shadow work that even when we're doubtful, even when we're fearful, if we're uncertain, nervous, anxious, whatever, we got to keep it moving, and see where that goes. We got skills to refine here. Any more here? We got skills to work on and in areas to grow, and we can't let fears hold us back, Cancer. This is going to be the Fool is Uranus energy. This is going to be a time of radical change here. That radical may be a bit extreme, but it's going to definitely, it's settle in, Cancer. They're going to be, how things have been are going to be a lot different. But again, if anything, journey into the unknown mindfully, but with enthusiasm. You know what I mean, Cancer? Now let's see what are some challenges. Now you got the ninth card of Capricorns here. which is the Master card. And this card has got discipline, working smart. So you see, we're working smart here. We're using our head, staying focused, structure, teaching, training, conquer, overcome, controlled, learning a skill, in the flow, authoritarian, commanding presence. Cancer, come on. This is basically what we're talking about here. And we might not even need to pull any cards on this. But Cancer, this is going to be a time, really, working smart. We were just talking about that. And two, staying focused on your growth, and what you want to do, what's raising your vibration. That's going to be a good one too, as we're going through this. I feel like, being reminded of, what's your end game, having a game plan. And even thinking too, Cancer, we were talking about, I think we've talked about a lot of this stuff yesterday, especially like with the learning of a skill. This is a great time, Cancer, with all this energy, either, we're learning a new skill, we're finding a new skill, and, some challenges, or we're still in the challenge. This authoritarian part of it, again, just be mindful of just people kind of, I feel, saying that, you remember we were talking about that aggressive Queen of Wands? I feel like, just being mindful of people trying to control your path or trying to tell you that their way is the right way. You know what I mean, Cancer? This is one that you're going to find your own skill. This is not a time to be controlled. I feel like controlled by someone. This is more so just for you to get, just learning to work with your energies. But let's see how else we can work with these challenges. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, Cancer. All right, so one challenge, Cancer. We got the Judgment here. And Pluto's card. This is going to be... It's going to be a transition, Cancer. This is the Judgment card is... It's a profound transformation, Cancer, because it really is leaving your old self. It's the end of a cycle, and not even like when Pluto's bringing the end of cycles, this is not just like, yes, you're going to feel it individual, but this is like societal. This is really just like, hey, we're starting the whole soul tribe is starting new, starting fresh. And it's going to happen whether we want it to or not. It's just how do we ease it? How are we working with these energies? How do we overcome these transitions? And how do we find structure in all of this right now, Cancer? That's going to be, keeping who you are, and not even just who you are, but who you're becoming as well. Like seeing the things that we're holding, that were taken with us, and embracing again, just like all the areas that the new areas that you're getting ready to expand on, Cancer. So, the Judgment card, I really feel like with everything that's going down, don't let the fear of transformation deter you or feel like that you can't make that next step, because you absolutely can, and it's going to be worth it in the long run, Cancer. More. Okay, we're keeping those? Okay. Hold up, Cancer. These, okay. So Cancer, we got one of our cards here. Look at this regal party here. We got the Queen of Moons. Oh, sorry, I got some gems up here. Got the Queens. We got the Four of Stars. And then we got the Tower, Cancer. In Cancer, this Tower Judgment combo here, this is going to be something that saving up your, how do I want to put this? Excuse me. I almost feel like Cancer, this is like making sure that we're saving up our reserves at this time, because this is going to be a lot, Cancer. And this is something where I'm just feeling like with this tower, because the Mars energy, Cancer, this could either be something that Mars can do to you, or you can work with Mars. And again, that's not something, not for me to scare you, but it's more so just to kind of get you aware. Because it's like, for example, if you know, let's say you've been eating, this is a random story here, Cancer, but I'm just thinking about something with me. Let's say that, and this not necessarily say I was doing this, but let's say that you are allergic to cashews. Or let's say, for example, you've been eating cashews for a while, they're your jam. And then on one day you notice that you're having like a weird reaction to them, but you're still trying to like work it out. You're trying to do an EpiPen or whatever, however extreme. This is getting weird, Cancer. But it's like if you try to like, that's a weird analogy, Cancer, but my whole point is, hopefully you understand where I'm about to go with this. If we try to keep forcing something that's not working for us, Cancer, it's just going to make it uncomfortable, as opposed to, maybe we let that thing go, because who knows what substitute that may open, that may come into that space when we let that thing go, Cancer. And who knows, maybe it's just you might need a little, well, no, let me just leave that there. But this is something too, Cancer, that I feel that is going to test your emotional state at this time. There are going to be a lot of feelings. There may be some that you understand, and there may be some that just kind of come up just kind of randomly. And I feel like the Queen of Moons is saying, just kind of be with that energy. Cancer, this is not a time to kind of like rate feelings or anything like that. If you're feeling upset, let it be just upset. We don't need to make it good or bad. It's only, we get to choose, Cancer, what upset means for us. We can be upset, but we can be productive, or we can be upset and we can be destructive. You know what I mean? That's where the energies are at right now. I feel like this is, really thinking about things in a new kind of way here. And we're going to really need that emotional intelligence at this time, Cancer. And really taking this time to get to know yourself, and again, to see who what energies that you're coming into. So anymore, yeah. So yeah, make sure that and you know what? Even when I'm thinking last thing, because the Four of Stars can be something that holds us back, or that is shackling us, Cancer. So again, just being mindful of that. We gotta let those things go. We can't, you can hold on to them, but just if it's hindering our progression, Cancer, we got some things to think about. But let's get to some advice from Mars here. Oh, well, first, let's talk about what this Mars energy is, because Mars is playing chess, Cancer, and some advice, which is very strategic for Mars. I like that, Cancer. You got strategy, planning, checkmate, grand design, thinking ahead, tactics, move and counter moves, master plan, course of action, power play, game theory, and consequences of action. And so, Cancer, this is kind of what we've been sort of talking about, I feel like, the last couple days here. This is a good time to really start getting an idea of what's next, start thinking ahead, because it's really, I'm thinking of Knight of Pentacles comes to mind. And one of the phrases that I remember from a deck that I read is that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, Cancer. And again, it's just, I don't feel like you need to have like, your map plan, like saying like you need to have like a 6-month plan or anything like that, but just, jotting some notes down is just like, okay, I'm thinking maybe this lunar cycle I'm going to focus on this, or maybe this week I'm going to focus on that. Or Cancer, you can even take it day by day. You know what? This is a lot going down, right now. What am I going to do today? Do I feel like doing anything? Make it work for you, Cancer, but make sure that we do have some kind of plan, some kind of routine. And even, I'm even thinking too, Cancer, with this Virgo card. This is the third card of Virgos here, making sure that we are taking care of our health. That we have, that we're thinking ahead. And that we are keeping the big picture in mind here, because your health and stuff is going to be very important always, but especially during this time here. Let's see how we can work with this. Let's see how we can play chess with Mars, because that's actually pretty sick, Cancer. Keeping that one. Let's see what that's about. Okay, we got the Three of Wands here, Cancer, in reverse. And the Three of Wands, Cancer, this is about, so how we were kind of stalled here earlier, and possibly, if we were resonating with the idea or resonating with that being afraid of venturing into the unknown and seizing different opportunities here, Cancer. That's what the Three of Wands is about. It's not seizing those opportunities. It's like you've gotten, it's like you have all these options here, but it's just like, what are you afraid of? Yes, it's going to be, it may be a long, winding road from here. There's going to be a lot that may be going down here, Cancer, but just see the journey through, because you never know where it's going to take you. Because think of too, I'm thinking with the Moon card in traditional decks, the sun is right behind the moon. In the Moon, Cancer, all it is, all the moon does is reflects the light of the sun. It wants your light to shine through, but we have to seize those opportunities and allow ourselves to shine, and to not, and to come up. If you have concerns, Cancer, instead of just letting them be things that keep you from moving, the answers are for you right there, or at least the problems for you to solve. It's just like, okay, I'm afraid of not having financial stability or this or that. And it's just like, okay, what can I do to make sure, what plans can I put into place to do that? Do I need to have like a side thing? Make it work for you, Cancer, but know that you can come up with a game plan, Mark. Let's see what else. Oh. There we go. Any more? Alrighty, Cancer. Ooh. Let's see what else we got here. All right, Cancer. Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius. We got the Star card here, and we got the Six of Stars. Let's switch back over. Hold up. Because Cancer, this is going to be a time. Well, it's always a time. Be mindful of where we're putting our energies, at this time, with people, with activities, whatever. If there's not any kind of reciprocity there, if we're doing, let's say, for our work, let's say, okay, if it's filling us financially, are we enjoying it as well? And vice versa. Let's say we're enjoying it, but is it providing stability? And then how do we adjust from there? Paying attention to those, to what energies are giving back to you, Cancer. And I will say, in all of this, this might feel kind of like I don't want to say like a trial and error phase, but it just feels like, maybe with all the uncertainty, maybe we feel that there's not any kind of hope, or that, are we going to be able to shine, or that, how this may look, Cancer. But Aquarius is a card, or the Star is a card of healing, Cancer. And I feel like that this is something where if we need to take some time, Cancer, during this journey, make sure that we are healing up, one. But I do also feel that this is something that, don't feel like you have to do this by yourself, Cancer, because when you think about Aquarian energy, because that's what this card is represented by, they're very much about the soul tribe, about the collective, and about networking. So this is a time, Cancer, if there are areas where we're feeling uncertain in, or however that looks, Cancer, reach out to people, work with others. This is a time you don't have to do things by yourself, where you can, there's certain, I get, when we're focused on us, we got to focus on that, but every now and again, we need to reach out, and it's nice to just have someone to have our back, and it helps provide hope and gives that motivation. So just something to think about, Cancer, when we're working with these energies. But I think I'm going to leave that there. I dig it, Cancer. Hopefully you kind of like the new spreads, because I love these cards, and I feel like there's enough of them that it adds enough nuance that it's not, I enjoy it. So I hope you like it too. And if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, Cancer, especially with all, this was a big kind of transformative energy here. I feel this Judgment Tower, that is quite a bit. But really, the Fool is telling me, just full moon combo like that. And the Fool is, Uranus is one of Aquarius's rulers. So trust that the universe has got your back, Cancer. And too, trust, even thinking with the Fool card, trust that we've got your back, Cancer, that you can take that leap and know that I feel that, that we're rooting for you, that you're not, that people want you to succeed, Did we share this, Cancer? I don't know. Share. Yeah. So yeah, we were sharing this, and yeah, hopefully they know, Cancer, that we're supporting their dreams, and that we, I thought, not sure where that went, Cancer, but yeah, share this. And then, you know what? While I was getting myself together, that gave you just enough time to subscribe and then hit that bell button if you haven't already. You get notified when I release videos each day. Social media, I'm gonna work on it. Stay tuned. I'm just going to put a bookmark on the main social media, but I am very active on Insight Timer. That's been one that I meditate on there quite often. It's a tool that it's been helping me through my spiritual journey on and off for years. And now I'm definitely more on. So, I started a group on there called Zodiac's Raising the Vibration, and it's just a little spot that you can drop positive affirmations or encouraging messages. And then as the group grows, I want to do group meditations and just something to kind of just bring everyone together and, just have a little spot to where because you don't even have to drop anything, Cancer. If you need just a little pick me up and you need just want a little positive nugget, come get it, Cancer. It's waiting for you. And even if you don't, Cancer, just come friend me on there anyway. And if we happen to be meditating at the same time, send a thank you for meditating with me. That would just raise my vibration through the roof. And then lastly, check your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, all that good stuff, Cancer. Time passages is a fantastic one. I enjoy them. Or Nebula is a good, nice little beginner app as well. And when you do that, Cancer, come check out my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do videos or weekly videos there with different monthly themes. It's a good old time. Definitely been kind of changing some stuff up there too since I'm working with the Oracle cards, and it's a good old time, Cancer. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. Interesting. All right, Cancer. We got the Sun in reverse. We're going to talk about that because I like that. Oh, Cancer, I really like that because for our Oracle card, we got the Water card here. And Cancer, this is one of our cards, this card represents Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is a time, Cancer, to really be in tune with your emotions, trust your instincts, heal, nurture yourself. When I was talking about the Star card is about healing. If there are areas in our lives that need or that we feel like we need improvement, let that be what you focus on this lunar cycle, Cancer. It literally can be whatever it is. That's the beautiful part of these cycles. It doesn't I'm all for, I'm all about, creating stuff and, about raising a collective, but you got to raise your own vibration first, Cancer, because with the Sun in reverse, I feel like it's not to say that you're not happy. It's just that there's something in our lives that's needing a little sunshine, that's needing some attention. And when we find that thing, yeah, apply as much water energy as possible. Nurture, heal, feel, be with that energy, Cancer. Because I do, the nice thing about the sun is, because even in reverse, it brings hope, Cancer. You know, you just gotta, we're just at this place where we just have to find it, that's all, you know, and nurture it, and then getting that bad boy just shining so bright again. So, and last little bit, Cancer, the sun is exalted in Aries, you know, and actually too, Cancer, things are lining up for you. You know why I'm freaking out? Because the sun is conjunct with the moon right now. Every time we get to a new moon phase, that's when the sun and the moon are within their closest relationship, you know? The energies are, look, I love when you sync up with the energies, Cancer. I love when you do that. And so this is what you know, good things are coming on the horizon, Cancer. Think big, dream big, be big, you know, be the star. And in Cancer, when you do, guess what you're gonna become? The sun. And we're just gonna see, that reflect the sun, the star. You're my sun, star, and moon. Yeah, I love it, Cancer. What a beautiful ending. I'm with it, Queen of Cups. Now I'm just throwing compliments at you, Cancer. Get out of here. Stay safe out there, and keep eyes on the moon. You know, well, I guess you can't right now because she's in a new moon phase. But you know, we can still look up at the sky and still, we can look up at the stars and dream, Cancer. Okay, now I'm going to get you out of here. And I'll catch you on the next one tomorrow.